Hello, hello, hello. I come to you today with a deck. Got Nissa ramp, Selesnya ramp, green white ramp, 5-color ramp. Who really knows what it is, but it's base green white ramp. We've got Azuzas, we've got Zendikar, and we've got our big top end. We've also got some new cards from Aftermath though. March of the Machines Aftermath. Nissa, Resurgent Animist, which is 3 mana 3/3. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any colour. Kind of like Lotus Cobra, right? If anyone remembers that card. Then if this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an elf or elemental card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So Nissa herself is an elf. So she can redraw herself, or we've also got this elemental, Titan of Industry. So hopefully we're trying to basically put 2 lands into play in 1 turn. Now how do we do that? We do that with the Azuzas. Stage 1, you may play an additional land this turn. We do it with the Zendikar, which brings 2 basic lands into play from your deck. Also importantly, if you defeat the battle and get your creature, the creature itself is a land in addition to its other types, so that counts as a land. So not only will you get a mana from Nissa, but if it's the second land that you've played this turn, you get to tutor either your Nissa or your Titan. Now, one more way, which I think is what really makes this deck cool, is the Terramorphic Expanse. So this is similar to, oh, I mean, it's exactly the same card as Evolving Wilds. I just like the Terramorphic Expanse art better, so that's why I play this one. Search your library for a sack it to search the library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. We've got a bunch of basics to be able to withstand all of these fetches, and then we've also got the Tranquil Throwback, which is a new dino, 3 mana 3/3. Enter the battlefield, pay green up to 3 times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, choose up to that many, destroy artifact or enchantment, exile graveyard, full graveyard by the way, which can be very important, and you gain 4 life. So as you can see, most of this deck is either ramp, card draw, or removal / life gain. So we're gonna try it in a standard event, and let's see how we do. I have been playing a mix of this deck and mono red dragons this season in the ladder, and I'm sitting at 232 at the moment in the mythic ladder, so this deck is super good. I've not tried it in best of 1 yet, so I've been playing it in best of 3, so we're gonna be trying it in best of 1. I expect it to be as good. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's give it a go. Let's play some games. Alright, game 1 on the play. We've got 4 colours. So that's a 2 mana binding, got a little bit of ramp, some removal, sunfall, a creature. Like we're keeping this. The deck has 28 clans to make sure that we're making all our land drops, and so that we've got enough basics to fetch. Also a bunch of triomes, so even if you've got lots of lands in play, it's not a big deal to be drawing lands in the late game, because you'll have so much mana and so many of your land draws will be triomes. You can just cycle them anyway. We'll go triome again, or Jetmir's Garden I should say. Mono green opponent. Very interesting. Maybe mono green anyway. Cankerbloom. Okay. So I believe we have all 5 colours now. We do. Once we play the swamp anyway. Got double white, so I guess we can go... yeah, swamp, ossification, get rid of their creature, and we can hold up this 1 mana binding and set up to ramp with the Zendikar. This is a very good start. Not under any pressure. Got ramp, got life gain, got removal. Looking good so far. Rot Priest. That's a spooky one. That is a spooky one. Okay. Well, I don't expect this to work, but we'll try for now. It did work. Okay, great news. There's Atraxa, which is a big payoff for ramp here. So we need to make sure we can cast this Atraxa. We also want to make sure that we can cast a Titan if we draw it, which we already can actually. We've got 3 green here. Got all 5 of our colours, so basically we can cast everything. So let's just get extra green and white. Yes. We're 1 land away from Atraxa here. Ren.
I must bend Rome further to
Ren.
My voice beckons to all worlds.
Well. I mean, you could Sunfall it, couldn't you? It's a little aggro, but it's funny. I guess they can just minus and get another land, can't they? Ah, let's do it. 5 mana, destroy a land, make a 1/1? Sure. I'm not actually sure that was the best play, but hey, you don't get to Sunfall lands too often, so take the chance while you can get it. Should have about a 50% chance to draw a land here, so I guess even if we don't draw a land, we can just go with a throwback. Okay, that's spooky again. Yeah, fine. Let's just go Ossification on the Rot Priest again. Got these 2 bombs here. We're just waiting for 1 more land, really. We'll go Frillback and we'll just use it to gain a bit of life here. Back to 21.
I must fight back.
Patiently waiting for this 7th land. We're definitely blocking a land. Okay, that's fine. Atraxa or Titan? Our hand's a little empty, and there's not really any enchantments in play right now, or artifacts for the Titan. I feel like opponents playing a deck where they might have those, so... Only got 1 creature, 1 enchantment, 1 sorcery there, and then take a land. I'll take the Terramorphic Expanse. That can fish out another of our basics, and as I said earlier, if you can, you should probably leave the Triomes in the deck at this stage of the game once you've made all your land drops and you've got all your colours, because you can just cycle them, right? That is a scary creature. That is a Tyrannix Rex. Okay. Well, there's no point attacking Ren because they have an emblem, so they can just cast it from the graveyard. I guess we are. I can exile the graveyard with a Frillback, but I'd rather exile the graveyard after getting rid of this dino. Don't think we need to attack the battle. We don't really want to be fighting this emblem for too long, so let's just see if we can go for the win. We know they're mono green, so they got some fight spells, so let's go for a shield counter. Protect our Atraxa. Terramorphic Expanse, we can hold that for the Nissa combo, but we don't have a Nissa in hand, so let's just fetch another basic, thin our deck out a little bit. Sunfall is also nice for kind of messing with their with their emblem a little bit. This emblem lets them play lands and cast permanent spells from the graveyard, so they can just kind of loop Ren essentially, but so we will get overpowered probably, like if the game went infinite turns, but it's not going to, right? We're just going to try and kill them very quickly here. That's why I didn't waste 7 damage going into the battle. And most of the time in most games I would go for a kill on the battle there. Baseyu. Guess we will take one of our triomes here. Titan has tramples, so they're still dead on board.
Must not forget the mission.
Yeah, you can see how this Renal would start to be. They basically have infinite cards, so it would start to be a problem if we let the game go too much longer. But thankfully, we've got these big old chonkers, so we're gonna get in and try and get this game done. Hiver's stand is fine. Okay. That game was scary. Get out of there and get into the next one. We were in big trouble if that game went another 2 or 3 turns there. Okay, game 2 on the draw this time. We have 4 colors. Sorry, we have 3 colors. Oof. Which makes it a little difficult to use our binding, but we do have ramp into Sunfall or Atraxa. 3 mana binding at worst. We might draw a land that lets us get it down to be 2 cost early game here. I think we should take a... I wouldn't call this a risky keep, but it's not a safe keep. The top of the deck's got a little bit of work to do. Okay, that doesn't help at all. That's one of our 3 colours we've already got. I got excited there for a second. Poison, huh? Poison, poison, poison. Well, it would be great if we can get rid of this binding this turn. We can't, but that Azusa's helps a ton. Play an additional land. That gets us to the Zendikar 1 turn faster, which gets us to both the Sunfall and the Atraxa 1 turn faster. In fact, it's very nice because we're going to be able to ramp from 4 to 6 and get our binding down to 1, which is going to let us do a Sunfall for 5 and a binding on the Hive for 1 on the same turn. Just got to make sure we've got 3 white for that, which we already have. So that's good. So now we can just get our binding down to 1 with a blue and a black. Which will also give us the mana to cast Atraxa, which is nice. Take our swamp, take our island. We're taking a little bit of poison damage, of course, but... Yes, more creatures, yes! Okay, so we're gonna go to 4 poison and be able to get rid of 1 of the hives. And then we're gonna go into Atraxa. So let's go Sunfall. Let's go Binding. 7th land for Atraxa. We've also got our 7/7 token here as well. And while I'd rather be on 0 poison than 4, 4 is not too bad. The only card we're truly scared of here is like more Skrells. Skrells can get past our blockers and make it hard to use our removal. Okay, I mean, another Skrell's Hive is not great either, but it is what it is. Well, we'll take a Titan to remove a Hive. We'll take a Binding to remove a Hive. We have not played a land this turn, so let's go basic plains, which will let us use this Binding immediately. And then, of course, another Zendikar. Keep these tokens under control. And they're down to 10 from their own pain lands and their own hives, so... I mean, they're almost dead, aren't they? Well, they are. They're dead on board to our Atraxa and our 7/7 Sunfall token. You can see how all the life gain's so good. Still on 19. Could gain another 5 if we wanted, but let's just end the game. Their creatures can't block. Okay, very, very clean game with a, I would say, somewhat mid-opening hand. 2 good stars, keep going. Alright, game 3 on the play. Got a Sunfall again. Got Nissa throwback. Interesting hand. We have Nissa Expanse. The problem is that I'm gonna have to use the Expanse before the Nissa here, huh? Our Binding's a little expensive, but we've got the throwback too. We've got the Sunfall. I think we'll keep this. Skrelv. Okay. Got plenty of time to find something else to do with our Nissa. There's Eiganjo. So Frillback can destroy Skrelv in a bit. There's our Zendikar. Okay, slam the Nissa. Slam the Nissa. Hoping to dodge a Cathar here. Looks like soldiers. Oh no, it's Esper Legends. Ah, I see. Okay, so we go land, we make a mana, which is going to be white to set up for our Binding after our Zendikar. We go Zendikar. Take 2 colors that we don't have. Go blue, black in this case. This puts Binding down to 2 mana. We generate 2 mana up to 3, which lets us do the Binding. And we tutor a Titan of Industry, which is also, of course, not bad. Although I'm just thinking that they have the Skrelv protection. Like, I can use the Binding on the Skrelv, but I've got the throwback for that, right? Nah, it's okay. Let's just use our mana. Don't want to be too greedy. I think it's fine. So we do need 1 more green for Titan. Okay, I think it might be time to say bye-bye to Nissa here. Although, I think it has to be, sadly. So Zendikar would cost us 4, we'd be down to 2 mana. We'd gain another 2 from Nissa. We'd only go back up to 4, so we'd not be able to Sunfall. Alright, Sunfall it is. But I want to ramp, man. Okay, opponent, you got me. The Sunfall's just a little too good. You get rid of a Rafine, you get rid of a Sheoldred, and you make a token that's like just big enough to threaten the Zendikar. Like, it all works out just a little bit too well not to do. So we'll animate our incubator token and attack. Could play the Nissa first here before attacking, and then when this flips into a creature, we'd generate a mana, because the creature is also a land. The reason I didn't do that is because instead I'm going to go for the throwback to destroy this Skrelv. Especially while their Plaza of Heroes is not available. Pay a green. Destroy an artifact or enchantment, the Skrelv. Looks good so far. Yeah, we take another win. Great start to the run, let's keep going. Okay, on the draw. We don't actually have any ramp here, but we do have Nissa to generate mana off of one expanse, because the first one we're gonna have to, first one at least we're gonna have to play before the Nissa to turn on our ossification. Hopefully we can find another land to play before the second expanse to save that for after Nissa. That would be ideal. Rakdos, huh? Okay. Very spooky deck. However, this is one of the major reasons for the uptick in popularity of the ramp deck, is that, in theory at least, we should be insanely good against Rakdos. Just with all of the life gain, with the overpowering top end there, because nowadays Rakdos is really like, it's a secret burn deck if anything. Sheoldred, Trespasser, Invoke, Chandra, Light Up the Night. These spells are all burn spells really. So our life gain negates that part of their plan. And then they're nothing more than a 2-for-1 deck, which is still, so it's still pretty good even if you negate their life gain, their life dealing plan. So we can go Nissa pass and go for expanse next turn into Zendikar. That lets them keep this, or we can ossification the token, play the expanse, and then just go straight to the invasion next turn. I think that's safer. That slows them down and means that Nissa doesn't need to stay alive. That will get us to our Titan and our throwback faster. Or not faster, but it's guaranteed to work, rather than we're having to rely on Nissa to stay alive. And there are, of course, so many ways in this deck to enable our Nissa that there's no... it's not like Lotus Cobra, where Lotus Cobra is really only good on turn 2, right? Nissa is just good on any turn, because she's tutoring your cool cards. So this actually is a different version of Rakdos. It's the Reanimator version. We got 3 colors. We need black, we need red. We'll take the black first. That's for Atraxa. There's a Sunfall. So I was going to throw back and exile this Atraxa, but I guess we'll go for the Zendikar here instead. We'll take our red. This gets our leyline bindings all the way down to 1. We've got double white for Sunfall. We need triple green for Titan, so let's take a forest. Our deck and the opponent's deck are actually quite similar. It's just that we are trying to ramp into hard cast the big creatures. They're discarding into reanimating. So here is a situation where the throwback is just absolutely crazy, huh? So we go throwback. Pay green, pay another green, and we get to destroy their Fable and exile their Atraxa. That's pretty good. I actually mistapped my lands there. I tapped the plains to cast the throwback. I should have tapped the swamp. If I tapped the swamp instead, I would still have the plains available and I would have my leyline binding. So a small mistake there. I mean, quite a big mistake, honestly, because I'm going to take 3, they're going to gain 3. At worst, they might even play a Shelly or something. But, you know. Mistakes happen, even to the best of us, huh? I don't. Maybe attacking is not that good for them, though. If they attack, they have to, what, waste a removal on my throwback so that they can protect their Zendikar. Okay, I guess they can remove it now. I was expecting them to cast a big score there. There's Cruelty of Gex. They go for stage 1, so they can discard one of our bombs. We have a binding for the Cruelty of Gex. Would be nice to be able to cast a binding now. But what you gonna do? They have to take Atraxa. They're scared of leaving the Titan in case I draw an untapped land here, and then I get to cast the Titan and just remove their cruelty. But they have to take the Atraxa. Even if they take the Titan and I draw a land, I can just cast Atraxa anyway. Or even if they take... Wow! I have to say I disagree with that incredibly. Okay, well, we didn't draw a land, but we did draw another frilly. And we know by now how good the dino is. Pay 1, pay 1. We'll go enchantment again. We'll go graveyard again. Although, will we go graveyard? No graveyard this time. Let's go for the life. Get rid of their cruelty. 18 life, and this time I have held up the binding because we've learned from our mistakes a little bit there. Hopefully you're seeing in these games how good the Nissa and the throwback are. Nissa's just like tutoring herself, tutoring Titans, and the throwback, just such a great payoff for the ramp. Not as flashy as an Atraxa, not as flashy as a Titan, but can just be cast at any stage of the curve, right? Like on... not ideal to cast it as a 3-mana 3/3, but even for 4, he's good. Even for 5, he's good. For 6, he's good. And then as a top deck in the late game, it's so unlikely to be useless. It bridges the gap between the ramp cards and the payoffs. It's just somewhere in between. kind of like Sunfall, to be honest. I consider Throwback to be filling a similar role as the Sunfall. They have different effects, of course. This is great for us. This is great. Against these Cruelty of Gix decks, it's amazing for you if opponent reanimates one of your creatures, because Binding can only target non-land permanents that an opponent controls. So, but they control our Titan now, so we can put our Titan under the Binding, and then if we ever draw another Throwback or another Titan, we can destroy our own Binding and get that Titan back into play. Don't have any way to do that right now, but I'm hoping that we find a way. I'm hoping that we find a way. I've got 2 Atraxas, but only 6 lands. I think it's time to go Sunfall here. Again, a Sunfall on at least 3 creatures is almost always going to be good, just because it threatens to kill the battle so well. Hard to interact with, can't be go for the throated, can't be cut down. Like, essentially the only way they can protect this Zendikar now is to play another creature. Removal spell's not going to cut it. And if we can flip the battle, then that'll get us to our Atraxa without having to find a land, although at some point your 28 land deck is going to draw a land. Okay, not yet, but that's actually a good card. We can attack, go into Zendikar. We'll ramp to our Atraxas. Take the blue, we've got 3 green. Let's take a 4th green for our last Throwback. That means we've got 1 green to cast a Throwback and a triple green to pay for all of its effects. We do have 1 left. Sushi is okay. Go Atraxa first in case we find another Binding. Sunfall Zendikar. There is our Binding. And at this point, I think we take, I guess, the Xander's Lounge? We'll take the Xander's Lounge, we'll play this Xander's Lounge, and we'll start cycling our other Triomes now. We've got another Zendikar to fish more basics out of the deck. We'll cast that next turn with our Nissa to tutor one of our Titans or another Nissa. Make a bit of mana. You can use that mana to cycle your Triome, for example. And we're now well and truly taking over the game again. Alright, a bit of a longer one, that one, but we got there, Go next. Okay, we're back. So we were 4-0. I've just lost a game there, so we're 4-1. I just lost like a 30-minute game against a control deck. Honestly, the game was too long for the video. So let's still 4-1. We're still going for the 7 wins. Mono blue this time. So mono blue and control will be our worst matchup, so it'll be really good against the white creature decks, will be really good against the Rakdos decks, like the black-red decks, these type of things. You can't beat everything, but you can be decent against most stuff. And best of 3 with this deck, the mono blue and control deck matchups are not that bad, because in the sideboard we have access to that cool dinosaur that can't be countered. I always forget the name of it. It's got Ward 4, Trample, it's got Toxic 4, so you can swap out your other top end cards for that spell, for that creature. He's a sick little dino. I apologise to the dinosaur for always forgetting his name. Okay, mono blue, mono blue, mono blue. Let's actually just leave the expanse here. Just in case, if we drew a Nissa there, we'd thing it. And I guess it also does make it a little bit more likely that we draw a land, right? If we don't take one out of the deck. I mean, not by a ton, but by enough to make it worth it. The only 5 mana card in the deck is Sunfall. And I mean, we're not going to need to cast a Sunfall. If they play land Djinn, and I top deck Sunfall without fetching my expanse, that's okay, we just use Ossification instead. Okay, not much ramp going on in this game, but I mean, we're gaining a lot of life. One card that's really helpful against mono blue is the Throwback, because the Throwback can exile the entire graveyard, which is very nice for making their Djinns bad. So we have 2 white, we have 2 green. Let's get a forest here. Go Ossification. Okay. Gonna take a bit of damage from Djinn, but we're on 32 because they kept bouncing our Azuzas. They pass, okay. Roll Ossification again. Go ramp. Alright, now what do we take here? A 3rd white seems good, and a 2nd red, don't really need it. 2nd blue, don't really need it. Okay, we'll just take another green. Yeah, all of our mana is fine. Wait on the attacks here. We can, it can be worth it to attack with both. Give up 1 to a block from the Djinn to flip our 4/4. Three, 6, we have 9 mana. So to make this appear, they would have to sacrifice a creature. Okay. Seems like a good time for a Titan. So this is okay, so we can attack, we can make a 4/4. This creature, if it gets blocked, you can untap 3 lands. So we can untap these 3 lands. Flip here, we can go Zendikar again. Now their make disappears are getting worse and worse here. And hopefully one of these 2 cards in our hand resolves. Hopefully. We have another Djinn. There's Throwback. Throwback is cool. Let's start with the Throwback. Throwback can take their Djinn all the way down to 0 power. So we'll go pay 2, decline, gain 4, and exile graveyard. And then I think we're passing. That was pretty nice, right? We have 13 mana available. 13 mana available. I think we should just go for the Zendikar here. If we go for the Zendikar first, that will make us able to cast both of these next turn. So they will need 2 counter spells to stop one of these resolving. It's nice to see a Jin on 0, huh? Let's go ossification. Take the Jin. Let's go Titan. We can still pay a make disappear here, even if a creature is sacrificed. Syncopate? Oh no, opponent. Oh no. They didn't know the Skyclave gives us mana. Ooh! That feels good. It's absolutely fine that that counter works now. So now Atraxa has to resolve, right? Atraxa has to resolve. Right? They can't stop our Atraxa. There we go. Very nice. Frillback really showing its versatility there and why I think it's just an amazing card. That one felt good. Let's go next. Okay, 5-1. Let's keep going. On the play here, we've got what looks like a 3-mana binding. We got some ramp, we got Sunfall. No ramp payoff here, but nice removal if opponent's playing an aggressive deck. Okay, that doesn't make her binding cheaper, but it does get us towards our Zendikar. Okay, Thalia. That's very annoying. Well, we don't do this often, but I guess we're going for the old 3-3 throwback. Hey, it blocks Thalia. Hopefully we don't have to pay the full 4 for this binding, but I mean, I guess we will if we have to. And I guess we do have to. Okay. Kinda awkward game here so far, huh? But hopefully you'll see why I believe in this deck so much, even this awkward game. We still don't look so bad, do we? Let's go binding on Thalia. Take 4, I suppose. Okay, play your Besegu. Binding, hold up a white. Get your Zendikar, hold up a white. Get your binding down to 1 with Mountain Swamp. Throw back 3 power into the Zendikar. Opponent lets it through. Okay, got a 4-4, we're holding up binding, we've got Sunfall. Opponent goes veteran. Veteran, veteran. That's fine. We'll just jump into Sunfall here. Make sure you're holding up the white for the other binding, we've got it. Also got our 5/5 token from Sunfall available. Now we just need to draw, you know, an Atraxa, whatever. Atraxa, Titan, Nissa. Let's get rid of this officer. We have 7 mana, we can cast Atraxa, we can cast Titan, but we have 8 mana, but I mean 7 not including the expanse, so let's hold the expanse. No. No need to be greedy. Let's thin the deck out a little bit, I think. Take our blue. Okay. Zendikar. Zendikar is good here. Lets us animate the token and attack into it. Now it flips, and because it's a land, we've got 3 mana available to cycle our Jetmir's Garden as well. And our creature's, of course, big enough to protect against this veteran. Alright, we've patiently waited. Now you give me my bombs. Just as we drew it up, baby. Just as we drew it up. Let's go token and shield. I'm gonna go shield on my vigilance creature, because it can attack and block. Okay. They do have the beachhead available. Damn good draw for them. Insane draw, actually. Get in, team, get in. So we would be dead to a Cathar, huh? Alright. Sunfall it is. We have a 6/6 lethal creature anyway. Wow. I can't believe opponent's still in the game. Damn, Sky Strike Officer's a good card, huh? Of course, our ramp deck has, on average, better top decks than they do, but, you know. There's the Cathar. We still have to attack though, because otherwise they can just... Okay. Oh. On average, better top decks, I suppose, playing out. Alright, big win. So we're 6-1, we're onto the final boss. Let's go. Okay, hopefully our last game here to get the trophy. On the draw, a little bit of ramp. Ossification, we've got a binding that's looking like it's going to cost 3. Okay. There's Titan, alright. Planes, what are you? Are you soldiers? Are you toxic? Your enchantments. Well, I've got some enchantments of my own opponent. Got many enchantments of my own looking at this hand. Okay. Shame we didn't get to ramp there, but we cannot be letting them untap with the naturalist there. Okay, so we can go Azuzas, 2 lands, Azuzas, Expanse, comes in untapped, which is great because we can sacrifice it. We still need blue, we still need black. We can only get one of those, of course. We'll take the black, I guess. Of course, we need to get rid of Calyx. There's Nissa. No lands left, sadly, but good blocker for the companion after we remove the Calyx. It means if we draw an untapped land, that would be our 6th land, and we can use the mana from Nissa to actually cast the Titan. That'd be cool. Right, so their naturalist is online. Our Azuzas are flipping here though, so we got two 3/3s here. Need more lands, man. Need more lands. We got this Titan, we're still 2 mana away. We need a blue for Atraxa, we need a 3rd green for our Titan. I mean, we're not gonna die anytime soon with all these blockers and all this life, but we're not up to much in this game, huh? Not a very impressive game so far. Nothing a top deck Sunfall can't fix though, or Zendikar to ramp us to the Titan. Or Throwback. Throwback looking great too. Let me take the damage here. Now, maybe I should have blocked 1 because now they can kill us with a removal spell with the Weaver. I think if they've got that, we're kind of screwed either way though. Final boss of the run, and it's the one game where our deck chose to not do much, huh? Sad. Okay, lesson learned. Audacity is also a reason to take the block last turn. We're still alive though. Still, no problem that a top deck Sunfall can't fix. Land to kill the doggo. Also, feels like it would be okay. Wow, they took a naturalist, really. No, tap land. What use is a tap land? Okay. Okay. We have one more life. Alright, let's see if we can get the trophy. Let's go. Alright, here it is. Our final try at glory. Scoured Barrens. What is this? Celestis. Okay. Right, so we have Naya colours here. Let's take our black. This gets our binding down to 2. And I guess... I mean, I guess you're using the binding, right? Like, I could ramp with the Azuzas, but we don't really want them to have a Celestis. Okay, a nice well-rounded hand here. I suppose we can play Azuzas and we can hold up Fetch Island from Expanse, which would drop our binding down to 1. That would be good if they had like a Wandering Emperor or something there. Right, we will take the island anyway, because we need to set up to go for our Zendikar here. The reason I played out one of the Azuzas, even without a land there, is because this creature is gonna flip into a creature soon, right? And then that will help us attack the battle that we're gonna play. We're holding up white here for the binding. We have... We have all 5 colours. We have 2 white for Sunfall. We have 3 green for Titan. Let's take a 4th green for full throwback. And we'll get another white out, which will help us do, like, you know, Sunfall binding in the same turn, that kind of thing. Alright, seems like getting rid of their Celestis has really slowed them down a little bit here, and they really wanted to, like, make some loots, which we haven't let them do. Okay, so now... Again, we're not really ramping with the Azuzas, but they're still just, you know, they're still decent, right? 2 mana, 3/3s, gain a bit of life, threaten to kill the battles, and it's such a small investment for us for such a big board presence. We can bind in this lockdown. Unnecessary though, I think. We should save the bindings for planeswalkers. We've got the throwback. Just use our throwback. Full pay, I guess. Have I made the same mistake again? No! The same... Why is it always Swamp that I leave up? What's my obsession with leaving up Swamp? Again, I don't have the planes for the binding. What a clown. Alright, we did it! Got the trophy. Nice. Yeah, I've had such good success with this deck in best of 3. A slightly different version in best of 3. I have made changes, like the throwbacks, for example, I've got in the sideboard in best of 3. But I made a few changes for best of 1, and it seems to have paid off. We got the 7-2. 500 gems, 3 packs, and a play-in point. Give me my prize! Alright, let's take one last look at the deck, and we'll talk about the games. Alright, so, I mean, I would call that mission successful. So, I really like the deck. I just think it's so well-rounded. Like, control is tough, especially in best of 1, because you do not have access to... Dun dun dun! Tyrannix Rex. Now, this is a guy that I use in best of 3. He's really cool. I don't think you should be playing best of 1 though. So control is tough. There's just not really anything that you can do about that, but Mono Blue is probably the second hardest deck, but even then we had a game against Mono Blue. You saw how good the throwbacks can be. The bindings are great there. And, you know, sometimes you just have one more threat than they have counter spells. You resolve a Titan or an Atraxa and you win. You're not going to lose every game against Mono Blue. I don't even know if you're going to lose most games against Mono Blue, but you're going to lose some. Now, against all of the aggressive decks, Mono Red, Soldiers, Humans, Toxic, you just have so much life gain, you have so much removal, you have just so many tools. You're 4 Azuzas that each gain 3 life, 3 throwbacks that each gain 4 life, 3 Titans that each gain 5 life, 3 Atraxas that can gain a ton of life. You've got 4 Sunfalls that can just exile any board. You've got 8 good creature and or planeswalker removal spells with the ossifications and the bindings. You've got Nissa ramp, you've got Zendikar ramp. The Azuzas even flipping into 3/3s, like 2 mana 3/3 with all of this additional upside. This card is crazy. This card is crazy. You don't even in the mid game or the late game when you're playing it without ramping, it still contributes to the game. It attacks into Zendikar perfectly, because Zendikar having only 3 defense is just so absurd. You can see that every creature in our deck is big enough to flip this battle by itself. Our Azuzas, our throwbacks, our Nissas, and then of course our Titans and our Atraxas. And yeah, almost every Sunfall that you cast will make at least a 3/3, right? The mana base is very cool. You still manage to get your Besayu, you still manage to get your Eiganjo, these very like powerful legendary lands. You've got Triomes to cycle in the late game. The expanses, both thinning your deck and activating your Nissa. All in all, it's a really, really cool deck. I love playing it, and I know that a lot of you guys like decks in this style. So try it out, see how you do, and I'll see you next time. Peace.